What's up everyone, and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Reptile News. Now today we're going to start off in Australia, where a politician has killed a harmless snake. Now for some people on this side of the pond, you wouldn't really think anything of it other than maybe they piss people off or whatever, but actually in Australia killing a snake like this is an offense, and it's not, it's hard to say. It's not a matter of what he did that upsets me the most. It's what I believe are the lies that ensued after that. Now, he posted a picture of this dead snake on his Facebook page, which he eventually deleted, but you know how the internet is, and people have already saved this picture. So like I said, the picture was saved, and now you go back and just all the excuses and excuses and excuses. And the problem with me is, this guy's a politician. It's Mark Robinson, for those of you that don't already know. I'm sure some of you do. And I'm sure he's got somewhere along the lines the law in his pocket, and he'll never have to answer for this or anything. But I read through some comments. Like I said, he deleted the original post that had the picture of the dead snake and then posted just a text post explaining it after that. And I'm actually pretty happy to see how many people kind of jumped his ass over this. Unfortunately, his supporters agree with him, but like one person had mentioned, which I actually laughed out loud about, is, so you're a zoology major and you were unable to tell the difference between a keelback snake and a brown snake. I gotta say that's like the comment of the year right there. And like I said, for those of you that don't know, it is an offense in Australia to kill a snake like that. And what makes it particularly kind of irritating is, from what I'm reading, a keelback snake is really the only snake that can eat the invasive cane toads in Australia. Now, anybody that's ever watched any sort of wildlife documentary about Australia knows, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's here's watched The Crocodile Hunter, so you know the cane toad and what a problem it is over there. So like I said, it's probably going to be a politician that just gets off with nothing, but I don't even know what I would think the punishment would be. I mean, I don't want to say throw the man in prison or whatever, but I did see some suggestions on his follow-up Facebook post about maybe he should be forced to donate to wildlife conservation in some way. But see, you need to understand that if you're a politician or even a public entity of any sort, you're kind of expected to hold a higher standard. And it's seemingly the smallest thing that people do every day is going to hit you even harder, and it's going to hit your constituents even harder, and you're just expected to not do stuff like that. And if you do something and you get called out for it, I would like to think that my politicians, and I know I'm just being stupid here, but I'd like to think that they would fess up to it. Hey, I made a mistake. What can we do to make this right? Or something to that effect. Not just lie and beat around the bush, and like Mark's doing, sharing the exact same news article about how closely the snakes are related. But again, zoology major and you couldn't tell the difference. And now we're going to move on to a story that I am just so honored to be able to talk about, and I was so honored to just see it and read it and see the picture of a man who I've looked up to for many years, communicated with many times, and actually have gotten information on some of my stories through the years from, and that is Mark O'Shea. I read that Mark O'Shea has had the honor bestowed upon him to have a snake found in Indonesia named after him. Now, you all know how I am with big words, so I'm going to pronunciate this off the screen right there. I'm sure I'm going to get it wrong, but it's Cylindrophis O'Shea. And I just think that's absolutely awesome, and I think if anybody deserves it, Mark deserves it. He's just been amazing to not only myself and many other people within our community. I mean, it's rarely ever that somebody like me, just a little guy way down here, we just can't talk to those guys way up there. But I almost bet if I send Mark a message right now, within the next few hours, I'll get a honest to goodness from the heart response from him, and that's something I've always respected about Mark. And I'm just, congratulations, Mark. It's amazing. The work you've been doing is amazing. What's going on with O'Shea's Big Adventures? I kind of missed that show. I kind of lost track of where it was. I don't think it's going on anymore. If anybody knows, leave those comments down below and let me know. Now we're going to move back to the States here, where I really don't like to talk about invasive stuff, but unfortunately, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Unfortunately, a 4-foot alligator was found in Lake Michigan. Now, obviously, this is just, I mean, it had tape wrapped around its mouth. Somebody, a kayaker, found this, took some video of it, called 911 immediately. Authorities went out there, they captured the alligator, and all is really well now. But the moral of the story is there's two issues with this. Number one is shit like this happening is what puts us in the place that we're in right now. People releasing their pets, storms releasing mass amounts of pets. I speak of the Burmese python problem in Florida. Obviously, this stuff is doing nothing but worsening legislation and worsening our chances to turn legislation around. And not only that, I'm not sure how many of you people are familiar with Michigan, but it's getting to the point there where something like this is going to die. It's going to freeze to death. And that's just a big slap in the face to people out there that try to take care of some of these animals. I mean, I believe personally that probably most of the people around don't have any business owning an alligator. They're incapable of taking care of it. They're incapable of providing it the space that it needs. But I'm also of the mindset that if you are capable of taking care of an alligator, full grown obviously, and you are capable of providing the space it needs, you should have the ability to do something like that. And people releasing invasive species into an area that they don't belong, that has a climate that is going to kill them, is what is stopping people like you and me that might be capable of doing that from being able to do it someday in the future. And now we're going to move on to San Antonio, Texas, where a student at a school actually stepped out a door into a breezeway and was bitten by a rattlesnake on the foot, or ankle, I guess back of the foot, if you will. He was bitten by a small rattlesnake, and he's doing okay, but it just goes to show that if you come from an area where they're at right now, they are just, it's insane the way things are right now. We're seeing temperatures in they range from the low to high 70s. There's moisture around, rain here and there. It's just an amazing time for them. So if you're from an area where, everybody from an area where they don't have rattlesnakes, you really need to pay attention right now, because I believe most of the issues that we are going to see this year are going to be happening in the next, maybe month or so. It's been just so hot. In my particular area, rattlesnakes, most snakes, pretty much all snakes, pretty much become nocturnal because they just don't want to deal with the 110-degree temperature. They just kind of stay underground, stay hidden, stay cool during the day, and come out at night. Well, right now they're thriving, they're fattening up, getting ready for the long winter sleep. And if there's a chance to have a person and venomous snake encounter in areas where they occur, right now is absolutely the best time. So just keep your eye out, watch where you put your hands, watch where you put your feet. And now we're going to move on to Arkansas, where I actually read a U.S. Arkansas alert where there is going to be some legislation changing on reptiles that you can keep, not keep, what require a permit and all that. And there's a whole lot of text that goes along with this. But I guess the gist of it, that is the annoying part, is they have a white list, they have a black list, and a permit list, or something to that effect. And basically, if something is not on those lists, then before you can keep it, you need to contact them so they can do a review on it and maybe add it to the white list or black list. And the big part of this is you have such a plethora, there's thousands of species that are not on these lists already, and it's just going to create a bunch of red tape and everything. But anyway, there is a comment period, and you have till the 16th of this month to submit your comment electronically. Go check out the US ARC story. There's instructions on how to do it right there. They're going to be meeting on the 17th and the 18th of this month, and hopefully there's enough opposition to this to get them to reconsider, because I don't know about you guys out there completely, but I think we're all in the same train of thought in saying that I don't want to wonder if I'm going to be able to keep something because it's not on this list or that list or whatever. I don't want to leave that decision to one person or a panel of people like that. So make sure you leave your comment. It's really important, whether you're from Arkansas or not. Just leave your comment, and that, my friends, is going to be all your news for this Wednesday. If you'd like to read any more about these stories, those links are right down below here in the description. And as always, if you're still watching, my name is Jason White, and now you know what's going on in the reptile world. Be good to each other, and we'll see you Friday.